So this month I sat down to pay our rent and noticed something. Same condo, same neighborhood, same landlord, but the number had changed. Our rent is priced in Thai baht, so on paper, nothing moved. Except the dollar has been quietly losing a fight it doesn't even know it's in. And what used to cost us $600 now costs $640. That's a 6.6% increase for doing nothing different. And look, $40 doesn't sound catastrophic, but that's not really the point. The point is, we didn't choose it. It just happened to us. While we were working, while we were living our supposedly inflation-proof expat life in Southeast Asia. Because here's what nobody tells you when you move abroad to escape the cost of living back home. You don't escape inflation. You just get a different version of it. So today, I want to take you grocery shopping with us here in Bangkok, show you exactly what we spend, what things cost, and have an honest conversation about whether living here as a digital nomad couple in 2026 is still the deal everyone on the internet says it is. We start at Tops. If Lotus is the everyday workhorse, Tops is where you come when you want to feel like a functional adult who has their life together. It's cleaner, a little more curated, and the imported goods section is where your budget goes to have a quiet crisis. We're not doing a full shop here, we have a specific list. Olives for the week, 119 baht. This is our preferred brand of muesli. It's straight from Germany. It's really good, very hearty. This is $2.57. We already have a couple extras at home. I'm not gonna buy it. Our weekly snacks, if they're not on sale, we don't get them. We have like this house rule that we've established for our financial and just emotional well-being. If things are not on sale, we don't get them. So these are on sale, so they're coming home with us. Now, I want to show you something. I'm not buying any of this, but I do think it tells an important story. American cereal, as you can see here from the flag, 365 baht. Pizza, 2.99 baht. At a Target, you might find this for around $7 to $10. I'm not gonna get this today, but I just wanted to show you the prices of things. Thin crust, not much there, but nonetheless, it's 2.99. These are the King Oscar sardines. They're from Norway. They are about 119 baht for each can, but we like to go with something more affordable, and that we really like is sardines in tomato sauce. These are 23 baht each, so we're gonna get about 4 of these today. This is the imported goods section. This section has humbled me on multiple occasions. We're not gonna buy anything today, but I just wanted to show you the prices of things, especially cheese and some of the imported stuff that we crave when we're abroad. So this is the cheese section, and we can go over to the cheese to take a look at some of the prices. So we just have this little piece of Colby Jack. It's 175 baht. Pepper Jack, also 175. We have some Brie here, which is from France. This is 229. And some of the products around here that are from Italy are like 375. Something here is 990. It might be this. Ooh. Almost $30. That's wild. Tops total today, 604 baht, which is around $19. A few treats, a few pantry staples, exactly what we came for. We're gonna leave now. Before we go to Lotus, I want to give you some context on what's actually happening with inflation right now, because it directly affects everything we're about to look at. Inflation in the US has technically cooled, but what that actually means is prices stopped rising as fast. They didn't come back down. The things that doubled in price are still double. They're just done getting more expensive for now. Meanwhile, the dollar has been on a slow, uncomfortable slide against Asian currencies. When we first moved to Bangkok, the exchange rate felt like a superpower. It doesn't feel quite the same anymore. And then there's oil. Now, I don't want to turn this into a geopolitics lecture because I'm a person who buys groceries, not a foreign policy analyst. But you genuinely cannot talk about the cost of living in 2026 without acknowledging what's happening with fuel. The situation between Iran, the US, and Israel has done exactly what economists warned it would do if that region destabilized. Oil prices spiked, shipping costs followed, and when shipping costs go up, the price of everything that moves, which is everything, follows. We saw it at the gas station last week. Long lines, people filling up anticipating it going higher. Thailand imports almost all of its oil, so even sitting here in Southeast Asia, thousands of miles from the conflict, we're not insulated from it. Nobody is. And that matters when we're about to talk about food. This is Lotus, the Thai equivalent of a Target or even Walmart. Relatively better prices than Tops, and the kind of place where you walk in for 6 things and leave with 23. We do most of our big weekly shopping here. Cheese, 24 slices, 159 baht. Jackfruit, my favorite. It is 39 baht. I get this once a week. This is nothing like the canned versions that you usually see in those vegan recipes on the internet. It is slightly sweet, almost floral, and I love the dense texture of this, so if you're coming to Thailand, you definitely need to get this. One of my favorites. Now, we already bought some of these items last week, so they're not going in the cart today, but I want to show you all the prices of the items because they are part of the honest picture. So a 5 kg of rice is about 229, 239 baht. Okay. And we have olive oil, which is 285 baht. These olives that are now 102 here. Since it's 102 on sale, we are gonna get a few of these jars. And this is our banana lady. We stop here every week without fail. Fresh, organic, grown locally. And honestly, supporting her is just as much a part of our weekly shop as anything we picked up at Lotus or Tops. There's something that feels important about that. Because when we talk about inflation, when we talk about oil prices and exchange rates and the downstream effects of geopolitical decisions, made in boardrooms and war rooms thousands of miles away. She's who I think about. Not the policymakers, not the politicians arguing about left or right. Her. The people who absorb the consequences of decisions they had absolutely no say in. The vendor whose costs quietly creep up, whose customers have a little less to spend each month, who has no hedge fund, no offshore account, no backup plan. It was never really about left or right. It was always about up or down. The people living their lives versus the class of people who profit from the disruption of those lives. So we buy our bananas here every week. It's a small thing, but it matters.
Hey, yeah. So bananas, 2 bananas, 35 and 40 each. So yeah, 75 for 2 bananas. Awesome.
And then there's 7-Eleven. Here's something that genuinely surprises people who haven't spent time in Bangkok. 7-Eleven here is not what 7-Eleven is back home. It's not the place you go at 2 a.m. because you ran out of milk and also have questionable judgment. In Bangkok, 7-Eleven is infrastructure. There are over 15,000 of them across Thailand, and there is one within about 90 seconds to 5 minutes of wherever you are standing right now, no matter where you are. It is the connective tissue of this city. Salmon salad, 69 baht, chicken salad, 59 baht, and now we're gonna go check out the onigiri. Is it this one? Yeah. This is the onigiri, and this is 30 baht, $1. These are our quick TV dinners when we're super busy. So this is the stir-fried green curry chicken breast with rice. This is 49 baht, and these are fish cakes with chicken breast and Penang curry. Waseem's favorite, 49 and 45. We're taking this. Okay, let's add this up. Tops $19, Lotus $75, and 7-Eleven was $8. Total weekly grocery spend approximately $102 for 2 people in 2026. With inflation doing what inflation is doing, with oil prices climbing, with the dollar softer than it was 2 years ago. And I want to be transparent about what that includes and what it doesn't. It doesn't include eating out, which we do once a month. And it doesn't include delivery orders. This is purely the grocery number. And for context, and I checked this with families still living in the US, a comparable shop stateside would run somewhere between $200 to $250 depending on where you live. So yes, still cheaper, significantly cheaper, and that part of the expat promise is still holding up. But here's what I actually want to talk about. When we moved to Bangkok, there was a version of the story we told ourselves. The one that goes, we're getting ahead of it. We're opting out. We're building a life that makes sense on our terms. And a lot of that is still true. $102 a week in groceries for 2 people is genuinely good. The quality of life here, the food, the warmth, the culture, the fact that we can walk to a market and fill a bag with tropical fruit for under $3 is real. But the $640 rent and the creeping import prices and the long lines at the gas station are all saying the same thing. There is no escape from the global economy. There's just a different seat in it. The dollar weakens, we pay more. Oil spikes in the Middle East, our grocery bill nudges up. Inflation in the US doesn't stay in the US. It travels through exchange rates and shipping costs until it finds you wherever you are. What surprised me about living here is how much I still think about money the same way I did back home. I thought cheaper rent and cheaper food would dissolve the financial anxiety, and it helped. It genuinely helped, but it didn't dissolve anything because the anxiety was never really about the numbers. It was about the feeling of not being fully in control of them. And whether you're in Bangkok or Boston, 2026 has a real talent for reminding you how little control you have over the macroeconomic forces shaping your cost of living. What we can control is what we pay attention to. We notice when the exchange rate shifts. We cook more at home when import prices rise. We shop at Lotus instead of Tops when the month is tight. We make intentional choices at the margins. That's not nothing, but it's also not a magic escape hatch. It's just being awake to the reality you're actually living in. So is Bangkok still worth it in 2026? For us, yes. Not because it's a perfect financial fortress and not because we've somehow outsmarted global inflation by moving to Southeast Asia, but because the life we've built here still feels like a genuinely good trade. The pace of it, the food, the ability to live well without needing to earn a fortune to do it. We just try to go in with our eyes open now. And maybe a little bit more realistic about salmon. And if you want to see everything we eat from 7-Eleven and all the things that we love from 7-Eleven, because convenience store food in Thailand deserves its own conversation, that video is coming next. I promise it's more interesting than it sounds. See you there.